solid and spruce that the past flew up out of sight like a spring blind, leaving only the last 5 minutes unrolled. Glancing at these, he saw that the car would be round during the next 5, and plunged into action. Gongs were tapped, orders issued. Margaret was sent to dress, and the housemaids to swoop up the long trickle of grass that she had left across the hall. As is man to the universe, so was the mind of Mr. Wilcox to the minds of some men. A concentrated light upon a tiny spot, a little 10 minutes moving self-contained through its appointed years. No pagan he who lives for the now, and may be wiser than all philosophers. He lived for the 5 minutes that have passed, and the 5 to come. He had the business mind. How did he stand now, as his motor slipped out of the Oniton and breasted the great round hills? Margaret had heard a certain rumour, but was all right. She had forgiven him, God bless her, and he felt manlier for it. Charles and Evie had not heard it, and never must hear. No more must Paul. Over his children he felt great tenderness, which he did not try to track to a cause. Mrs. Wilcox was too far back in his life. He did not connect her with the sudden aching love that he felt for Evie. Poor little Evie, he trusted that Cahill would make her a decent husband. And Margaret, how did she stand? She had several minor worries. Clearly her sister had heard something. She dreaded meeting her in town, and she was anxious about Leonard, for whom they were certainly responsible. Nor ought Mrs. Bast to starve, but the main situation had not altered. She still loved Henry. His actions, not his disposition, had disappointed her, and she could bear that. She loved her future home. Standing up in the car, just where she had leapt from it 2 days before, she gazed back with deep emotion upon Oniton. Besides the Grange and the Castle Keep, she could now pick out the church and the black and white gables of the George. There was the bridge, and the river nibbling its green peninsula. She could even see the bathing shed. But while she was looking for Charles's new springboard, the forehead of the hill rose up and hid the whole scene. She never saw it again. Day and night the river flows down into England. Day after day the sun retreats into the Welsh mountains, and the tower chimes. See the conquering hero. But the Wilcoxes have no part in the place, nor in any place. It is not their names that recur in the parish register. It is not their ghosts that sigh among the alders at evening. They have swept into the valley and swept out of it, leaving a little dust and a little money behind. End chapter 29.